Hey, good evening. So, dealing with some lighting issues actually tonight. Had to turn these two lights on, which I can't turn on for very long, otherwise they'll overheat the power supply. My Alexa is screwing up, or the plugs are screwing up, just being a little bit interesting. So let me get up here to the chat. And fortunately, I have these panel lights so that I don't have to worry about the Alexa screwing up. So Gilly said first, then he was all alone for a minute, so he said echo, echo, echo. Dave's here tonight. Howdy, Dave. Hey, Todd, all the way out in Hawaii. He's not here tonight to do my be my producer, so I'm actually winging it all by myself for the first time in months, actually. And Gilly said, howdy, Buck. So tonight, going to start on issue 80 on the bus. It was one of these things of I looked at it, and there's a few parts and a lot of wires to do tonight. So I decided not to do it last Monday. And Todd said he is here in spirit. And so I'm going to start with it tonight, getting to the point where I'm going to be building the, and let me actually switch cameras so that you can see what I'm talking about. But I'm getting to the point where I'm going to be putting the top on the bus, like I said in the description. Let me double check this. Is it? Yeah. There we go. But before I put the top on, I got to figure out what, if any, figures I'm going to put inside of it. So, loving the way this is going together. Still got some spots where it's, the flex of the plastic is going to eventually pull it together. Starting on framework, that's actually what the front of the bus is tonight, is working on framework. And so we'll see how far we get tonight. If I get to the point, and I'm quite a ways away from it. If I get to the point where I'm putting tops on either the top or the bottom of the bus, the ceiling, I'm going to stop there because, like I said, I got to figure out who's going to be in the bus. I know it's going to be some of those Disney figures that bother Eric so much, but I don't know which ones. I'm sure Pete and Goofy are going to be in there. Pete as a ticket, he's a ticket seller. Goofy as a conductor. I've got the rest of the parts over there in not the greatest of spots because the parts I'm putting over there, I just had something hit the floor. Uh-oh. The parts I'm putting over there could slide down and bump the camera. I just felt, but like I said, I just felt something slide out of this bag and drop to the floor. But fortunately, it was just screws and I could find them real easily. Brought everything over but the screw box. I even thought about it. Looked at them, said, yeah, I need those. Left them over there. So, like I always do, I've got APs. At first I thought these were screws. They're actually little hand cranks. This is a plastic part and it's wrapped up in one of the wires. Not sure where Eric is. I mean, he said after the holidays he would get back into his live streams. He didn't do that today either. Was kind of looking for some days gone today. This set of screws is actually inside with the framework. So in here, there are several pieces of quote unquote glass, the plastic. There's the framework for the front windows. Well, framework for the front windows, and then this is the framework for the sign. When I get to that point, I will probably switch to this camera over here so that you can actually see what I'm doing. Let me set this over here. The shop is a little bit of a mess because I was working on a plastic model this weekend. So let me bring up, oh, I've got the PDF up here. What was I going to do over here? That's right. I was going to bring up the YouTube window. Well, I was going to say I'm going to need to shove that back a little bit, but I don't because it's right already quite a ways back. Of course he's a slacker. Then he blames it all on his family. So CM, AP, and AM screws. Get those two boxes out that I need. And get out the screwdriver and just knocked over my paint mixer. I do have to say I enjoyed thoroughly working on the VW Samba bus this weekend. Not the part work, the Revell. Worked on it for about 6 hours yesterday and got the motor started almost, the motor's almost finished. It's looking really, really good. I'm really happy with the way that bus is coming together, the VW bus. So let me put these screws in here. These are the APs. Yeah, probably going to be the Samba wagon, the part work Wednesday. Busy week this week. I'm going to try, but I may not be able to because my wife has a doctor's appointment on Wednesday, and we may not be back by the time I usually stream. What I may do is postpone Wagon Wednesday to Thursday, and then go from there. Might do it on Thursday this week, and then Wednesday next week. Welcome, Anfield Road Layout in the Loft. Saw you this weekend on the Sunday live stream. Welcome to the stream. Glad to have you. So the first thing it says is, what it actually says is put this pane of glass into here. But what it says to me, since I'm trying not to get any fingerprints on these things to where I have to get them back off, it says to me, T1 Thursday. That works too, Todd. Let me see if I have, yeah, I've got room. Let me push this back. Where did I put, there it is. And so it's got this piece here, this piece of framework that gets laid face down, and I believe it is this piece of glass that goes in there. I appreciate that. I really do. Appreciate that you like what I do. Good name for him. Not sure how to pronounce it. I think we'll just call you Anfield from now on. We need more Todd videos too. Yes, we do. We don't have near enough Todd videos. Crashing planes into people's houses and things like that. See, and it points out the little cutouts here and there that go around the, I think it's around screw holes down here on the bottom. There are little sockets on here. Let me go ahead and show you. There's posts on here. You can see the posts there that fit into the sockets on here. Yes, more in the lab or flight sim or whatever. You're entertaining, Todd. Oops. And okay, Lee, I will try to remember that next time you show up, but welcome, Lee. Glad to have you. And I don't know if you did or not, but if you want to, Lee, go ahead and down in the description, there should be a link to our Discord. You are welcome to join us there. That way, on the weekends, you can actually join the in on the builds. So let's see. I need 4 AP screws. You know Mark's Mods. Okay. He is actually a member of our Discord as well. He's not only a member of the Northern Model Builders, but he's also a member of Hobby Time Modelers. Yes, and that goes for anybody who's watching the video right live, or if they watch it later on. There's the link that is in the Discord link that's in the description should be a permanent link. It should stay available forever. It says it's not there. Hang on, let me see. You have to just hit more on the description, and down under Hobby Time Modelers is where the link is going to be. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Anybody who has not done this before. As a matter of fact, where is it? Let me show less. So let me share the screen. Finding the right one. Yeah, that's it. And let me click on this so you can actually see it. So right here, where it says show more, click on show more. And right here is our link to the Discord. Should be a permanent link, should always work. You know, Crafted Chris too. I take it you know a lot of the Northern Model Builders. We consider them our sister group in the UK. So let me put these in. And as usual, I'm going to put them in just a little bit until I have all 4 started. Since this is going into plastic, I will not be using the oil. And Lee, that is really cool that you know most, if not all, of the Northern Model Builders. Great group of folks. I highly recommend anybody who watching not only go over and subscribe to their channels, but also subscribe to the Hobby Time Modelers channel. So, let's see, you said yes. Welcome, Alex. Glad to have you here. Hey, Gordon, welcome. Glad to have you. Good to see you. Okay, since I got all 4 of these in here now, in just not tightened. I think, actually, I've got to be a little bit careful. I think I stripped that one out. It's going to hold, but yeah, I did. It's going to hold, but I don't want to strip any of the others out. And that's flush and very clear glass. You can see a couple of little spots on there, but no fingerprints. Just work on a video to put up? Absolutely. I can see why, Alex. I love this bus. It is awesome. Happy New Year, Metal Mania. Welcome to the stream. Thank you. Appreciate it. Gordon, Alex, Casey, Lee, everybody. Just dropping through all the greetings. Bunch of people saying hey to each other, which is really cool when we do that. So that's it for that piece for right now. Next one is the larger frame, and it's got it face down as well. And up here, there are two, let's see, smaller pieces of glass. Oops. Those are actually for the top of the window. Fit the shaped ends down with a long metal edge on top. So you can see the part that's towards my thumb here is the metal edge that goes to the top. And I believe that's so that these can actually open. You get the other one. Of course, I set the plastic right on top of the knife, so I couldn't get to the knife. So that one's going to sit in there as well, and they will slide up and down. This one is a little bit sticking a little bit, but it should be okay. Maybe if I switch them. Sorry, I'm ignoring chat right now while I sort this out. What's funny is I'm making sure these are going to work, but once the bus is done, I will probably never open them again. Yeah, that one's just a little bit sticky. Let me catch up real quick on the comments. More greetings. Falcon logo is under the H. Oh. Yeah, let me fix that. Let me see if I can grab the box first. You say my Falcon logo, I'm like, what Falcon logo? Goofy. Oh, come on, Goofy. There we go. Thanks, Metal Mania. Really appreciate it. I need a producer. I do. And Eric is nowhere to be found. I think that's why he's missing in action right now, is because he didn't want to get drafted as my producer. Fit the inner frame. The gloss part facing away. So you got a glossy side here. Still pretty shiny, but not quite as glossy. And there's also production marks on here was Phil, or I'm not sure what to call them. Thank you very much. My daughter-in-law would be very glad to hear that, because she's actually who designed that logo for me. Got a heater up underneath me, and it's making it extremely warm. So let's see, that goes on there, and let's see, 1, 2, 4 AM screws across the top to attach it. Matter of fact, my logo was my birthday present from her and my wife last year. Since these are going into metal, I will dip them in the oil. Come on. Let me see, maybe move the window down so that it has a better chance of going in. Absolutely right. Gift that keeps on giving. And it gives to the world because it is my logo for my YouTube channel. If I ever get monetized, I'll have to take that logo off of every single video, because Disney will come after me going, we want our share. Although my wife did tell me the other day that Disney has lost copyright over the Steamboat Willie Mickey.
Yeah, what are you doing?
I'm working.
I figured, why not? I could produce from here.
Yeah. I appreciate it. I really appreciate it, because you can see I've lost the touch.
Yeah, you don't even know what you're doing.
No, not anymore. Gotten so used to you doing the chat that, you know, it's one of them things that it's no longer second nature.
Let's see. Alex says, love Goofy and that Falcon. I love his logo. His logo's fantastic. He says the amazing gift, the gifts that keeps on giving. Gilly says, hey, it's Todd. It is. Hello from Hawaii.
So now, with those screws up there, come on. Windows, they don't slide, once they're up all the way, they don't slide as easily back down, but they do slide. Very nice. So now it is these bottom half sections. They're identical, so it does not matter which side they're in. The only thing that
Gilly says I needed a break. Gilly says I needed a break from you all, so I went to Hawaii. Yes.
That makes sense. Even though,
yeah,
the truth is, except for I think you brought him with you. You needed a break.
I brought
from
Gilly
Cisco.
with me?
No, Cisco.
No, of course, Cisco. He's my second set of hands. I even
Exactly.
set up my webcam out here. You want to see it? Turn a little webcam on?
Sure.
Here, you can get a view out the window of the condo. There you go. Live view.
Very nice. And so I need 8 CM screws. And I'm not sure if I want to dip these in oil or not because they're going through clear windows and I don't want the oil to damage the windows. What do you think, Todd?
The oil's not going to damage the windows, but you can use a tiny, tiny little drop.
Yeah.
Heck, I even use oil if it's like a really stubborn plastic screw.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to see what it does without oil. Do a test on one. And it's actually, these screws are actually small or big enough that they are threading the plastic as well for the window.
Alex says his windows were all different on the side. Some dropped in easily with gravity. Some were really stiff. Please note we have had windows that were bowed when fitting in the frames, so they have to gently sand them. Are yours fitting okay so far?
So far. Like I said, the screws are actually a little bit, the screw threads are a little bit larger than the opening in the window. That one's tight. That one's tight.
Alex said
What's going to be funny
so
is
weird
when I
to
say
see
these are
daylight.
tight.
It's the middle of the night in the UK, and it's bright and sunny here in Hawaii.
Yeah, well, the sun just went down about an hour ago here. When I was setting up the stream, the sun was blasting me in the eye.
Yeah, it's
one thing about
only 1:30 here.
Did you go scuba diving yet?
I have not. No. We had to go to the store and get all the food for 2 weeks and booze.
Booze.
You got to make
booze
all your
is
Maui
important.
drinks.
But one thing about the windows for the shop, in the summer, the sun doesn't hit me in the eye until 8, 9 o'clock. And then usually it doesn't because it's a little bit further over to the right. In the winter, as it goes down, it's perfect to blast me right in the eye. About 4:30.
Yeah, but you have shades, don't you?
Huh? I do.
You have shades. Yeah.
Yeah. I like to keep the blinds open to keep as much natural light as possible. And were you listening yesterday on the stream when I was talking about possibly rearranging?
If that was after when I left, no, I did not listen anymore.
Not sure if you were there or not. One of the things I'm looking at doing is moving my paint booth over here and actually venting it out the window. I have the space to put
not a bad idea.
Just to the left of me. Because I'll tell you right now, if the paint booth was right next to me, I would probably paint more. That is the bane of my existence, is when I have to paint.
Honestly, because I paint acrylics only, I just put some newspaper down, just paint it.
Yeah.
Well,
you've got I think your bench is a little bit bigger than mine, and I haven't done a man cave video in a while. I'll have to soon.
Are you kidding? My table's 2 foot by 4 foot.
Well, literally about 6 inches from the back rail here on the bus is my 35-inch monitor, my widescreen. I really don't want to mess with that.
Like I say, put some newspaper down. Unless it's a enamel where it's got nasty stuff in it.
Yeah. No, I for the most part use acrylic now. Windows work perfectly. That one popped out, I think. Don't mess with the windows. They don't like it. Ooh, model room that you sleep in. Yeah, that might not be a good idea.
Now, it all depends on the overspray. You know,
Yeah.
you can control the overspray, you're in pretty good shape. Like Vallejo's all water based.
So I'm looking. Take the 2 bars, and check that you have them the right way around. So the tabs have a flattened in spot here and here. And you've got a screw hole up here. Actually, I think that's the, yeah, that's where the crank goes. So the crank goes on top. The tabs go to the flat part to the front, kind of like that. And then these get inserted in there, and they just, let me make sure, check his socket on top left, top right, push fit. Okay, they're going to push fit in there once I put the handles in. And I believe in the real bus, these handles are what cranks the windows. You know, not dealing with windows right now. My hand's getting sweaty in there. So yeah, there's the crank. And then this one will go in, move the bus. This one will go in on this side. Right now it's just a push fit. There's a screw hole that it'll go through, and that should be that camera. Sorry, that camera doesn't have a zoom. Same thing. This one went in a little bit easier. Make sure I put it right. Hang on.
Lee says that's a good camera angle.
Thank you. That's why that one didn't want to go in quite as nicely as it should have, because I put it in the wrong side. Because the bump goes on top. I'm going to put the crank on the bottom on both of them and to the outside. And the tabs fit down inside the panel that's already there. So right now it's talking about some things on the circuit board. Testing the bells, which we did a few stages ago. I have to remember to come back here and let's see, identify 2 sockets, the extender, J. Actually, are these? Let me double check. I might have to.
Now your logo's in the bottom left. It just moves around, doesn't
it? It does. Goofy's a busy guy.
Alex says, Todd, not sure if you're on the stream, but the Bluetooth app I was using is really unstable now. It connects one out of 30 tries. That's not good. Have to find another one. There's probably more. Donnie says, woohoo, he got off in time to catch part of the stream. Hello, Donnie.
Hey, Donnie.
Orlick says the DSD Tech app works without a hitch, but not customizable, as I'm sure you know. Yes, I have used that one.
cable K, pull the green. Okay. I do need to bring the bus over. And the fun part is I don't have another towel. I do have a cushion, but it's, well, I don't know if it'll work, but I've got to bring the bus over. Yeah. It's not a cushion so much as a piece of foam rubber, and over the Christmas holiday, I won one from Ian. What is his company? I forget. Is it Model Mods?
Partwork Upgrades.
Yes, Partwork Upgrades. I won one from Ian. Yeah. But I said, send it to Eric. And so I went to Micromark and bought this cheap thick piece of foam rubber here for like $6. I can afford things. It's one of the things that drives Eric a little bit nuts with me is I can afford things. I don't. I'm a cheap bastard. So now let me roll this puppy over on its side, not setting it on the wheels while I'm rotating it over. That would be bad. I'm just trying to figure out how I'm going to slide this thing because the foam does not slide very readily with weight on it.
Gilly says, nice, Buck.
Thanks, Gilly. Still not far enough over. Like I have said, I've put screws in here just to hold the battery box in place. So I think it was Dave. No, World of Wayne. Wayne was working on his Routemaster. He undid something, and as he got done, he looked at it and he's like, well, I've ripped the wire off the battery box. Gonna have to fix that.
Yeah, the wires are so tiny. I've had to solder a lot of wires in.
Yeah.
Partwork models.
And my ultimate plan is I'm actually going to clip these wires and just solder Arduino type wires onto them so that from the power supply, I can just plug straight in. If you know what I mean.
You mean like put the little DuPont connectors on it?
Is that what they're called?
Yeah, like the ones you get with jumper wires, those are DuPont connectors.
Okay.
Alex says, I think everyone has one stage so weak. Yeah. Probably everybody's broken a wire on this bus. I wouldn't surprise me at some point.
Well, and right now this is coming down to it's got enough. This has got enough in each stage that it is being one stage per week that I do. And so it says to pull, you know, what I should have done. Where is it? Where's the diagram that Dave gave me? Of course, it's on the other screen. There it is, Routemaster circuit board. Of course, you guys don't see the fact that I'm moving stuff around the screens. Okay, so pull. see, on the circuit board, 57E, disconnect J, green, yellow, black, which is already disconnected because I have the wires disconnected. And cable K, which is also already disconnected. Plug in yellow, green, black extender cable. That's why I need, okay. So we have yellow, green, red, and black cable here with tabs for K, J, and J down here. What these are going to do for me is when I plug this into socket J, the instead of having a horrendous it's going to be the bell when the rope is pulled or when the buttons are pushed. I prefer that. It says leave socket K unplugged, which we are, because eventually what's going to happen is they're going to plug in here. Just reading through. And I'm not going to hook things up and to make sure that everything works. If you want the buzzer sound, plug in. So have the option here. Up here is going to be K and J. After it's plugged in. If I leave this K unplugged, it won't give the buzzer sound. It'll just give the bell, which is what I want. So this is going to remain unplugged. And eventually all the, oh, actually, it's telling me to plug everything in. No! Sorry, lost my train of thought there for a second. But eventually what's going to happen is that everything's going to get plugged back in and it's going to make noises and everything. And hopefully everything will continue to work. Come on. There we go. So like I said, I'm going to leave it unplugged here. Night, Lee. Have a good one.
See you later, Lee. Thanks for coming. Don't forget to drop a like.
Yeah, see, I'm half tempted to do it, put it on, but it would require, I'm half tempted to do the test, but it would require rehooking this cable, rehooking these cables, and then grabbing the top deck and hooking everything in. Not going to do it at this juncture. Yeah, it has me plugging everything back in, pushing all the switches. Oh. Those I should. Sorry, I read something and no, I'm not going to do it. It has me plugging in the panel lights back here. Yes, Todd is producing from Hawaii, but it has me plugging in the panel lights back here. Everything, plugging everything in, and then doing the tests, including the test for the driver's cab buttons that I installed. I will do that when I put the top of the bus on, when I put the upper deck on. So there was not near as much on here as I thought. Just make sure.
Yeah, Donnie, you missed it. I showed the view from the condo. Donnie missed it.
I'm just looking. Oh, and by the way, since I now have it open, remember my D cable was too short? I bought some wire. And
Did they give you that extension, or does that you made that?
No, I made this extension. I bought the wiring for it, male and female plugs, and just cut them and soldered them.
2-pin JSTs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I can now plug this in. And eventually, when I get to the point of actually pushing everything in and testing everything, find out whether or not my soldering worked. I'm pretty sure it did, but you know, everything will be able to push down in here, especially if I get rid of the battery box. So we're gonna skip a bunch of stuff here. Just let me see. E. Is that F? It is F. Okay. So this jumper here now splits it to where it goes to the top light, the top deck lighting, and to the bottom deck lighting. So I'm going to keep this unplugged. Not going to test it. I believe it's going to be good. If it doesn't, loads of room. I got loads in a relay and all there for there. Oh, okay, yeah. So when you take this out, there's a ton of room in there. So I'm going to put. Let me double check. Let me go to the next book and make sure I don't need the rest of the bus. I don't think I do. Yeah, we're working on back panel on the upper deck. So let me pick this up. Oh, wait. Don't be me. Leave the battery box hanging. I'm going to end up ripping it off. Put my 3 screws in there. Figure by the time I get done with the build, I'll have stripped out these holes since they're into plastic. I'm off. I'm actually doing this without being able to see it. But that I felt that went in far enough to hold it. And to be honest, if the lights, you know, I know the board works. I tested the board. If the lights were to completely give up, my wiring skills are good enough. I could just, I hit the light with my head. I thought I hit the camera. My wiring skills or my electronic skills are enough to where I could just redo all the lights inside the bus by myself. Getting to some of them might be a pain. So let me move this puppy out of the way. And I'm not putting it back where it goes because I don't want to have to mess with it because it's on a stand that it's up off the ground. There we go. I did have it roll towards the end of the desk. That was a little frightening. Okay, so back to here, but stage 81. Are you going to tuna fish, Todd?
I am not tuna fishing, no.
You know what they say about tuna fish, Todd?
This is what I'm doing. That's the view from the bed that I'm laying in. Just look at the palm trees, enjoy the breeze. Have a drink.
Until you go scuba diving.
Until I go scuba diving. That is correct.
some more of these poles. Hopefully, these are close to the other ones. I'll take a.
So
I'll take
you've
a
done
look.
these before?
Pardon?
These poles, you've done all those before? They're not like a new process?
There, have not put them in there for the bottom of the bus.
No gilly, no
Bottom
swordfish either.
And actually, I can put them in the same spot because there is no way to confuse them. The upper deck is not as tall as the lower deck. But actually, I've got these in with plastic screws. I'll put them in with the metal screws. And so I've got some FM screws and some JP screws. We've got the upright grab pulls. That's what they're calling them. What's going to be funny is I think actually from what I saw, oh no, I was looking at the wiring and I'm like, it's not here. It's over there.
It's always over there.
It is.
Alex says, great stream, mustache, as he works in the morning. Left a like for you. Take care all and don't work too hard, Todd. I don't plan on it.
Yes, this is it. This step calls for those, which they, personal opinion, they could have done these so much better.
Why aren't they
Because
just individual LEDs on a string?
That's
Like,
exactly what.
Why the board?
Don't know. It might be because I know this board is a few years old. It might have been that was the they felt was the best way to do it because, what was I going to say? Well, it's like my Ecto 1 I showed yesterday. I built that before 7-color flash, automatic changing or flashing SMDs were available. So they may have thought this was the best way to do it, to wire those LEDs together. Todd don't work. He's in IT. Disconnect.
That's not very nice.
No, it's not. We're not paid to be nice. So it says disconnect this one here, this socket. So you've got this loose LED. Oh, there's more parts over there. Parts that I didn't bring over because I didn't expect to need them yet. This one is actually one that I put the lens in last time. So I can now take this tape off. Although I don't think, yeah, there's no screws holding that in. So I'm going to keep the tape handy. Take this LED, plug it in here. Move this. It's calling. Next thing it's calling for is the top deck of the bus. I'm just all kinds of disorganized on this step. That was a piece of plastic. One of the plastic. I want to say bubble packs, but they're not bubble packs. What are they called, Todd? I forget.
Blister packs.
That's it. Yeah, that was one of the blister packs that I set on the floor.
Bring back a pineapple. Okay, Gilly, you want a pineapple?
It'll be frozen by the time it gets to him.
Nothing wrong with that.
Okay. Let me put this back in here. Fit the LED in there. Note the leads have to be carefully bent as shown. Okay. I've got the LED facing in there wrong because the LED leads need to be bent flat, facing straight up. Like that. And then the socket falls out. Check the fit with the rear upper deck. Has to slide in place from below so the ridge on 74 on here fits into the grooves on here. So let me turn this puppy on its side and not grab it by the sign. And I still haven't fixed that flag in the driver's cab because it's not ready to go on yet. When it goes on and don't have the probability of laying it on top of something again, then I will fix it.
Just leave it bent till then. Yep.
Yep. So this. Okay. I'm sitting here. Let me put this back over. Put this back down. I was sitting here trying to figure out how to get it in here. It actually wraps around here. Matter of fact, that's the camera angle. See, I do take mentorship, Todd. I don't care what you say.
You like having all these cameras.
Oh, I've had all these cameras for a long time. So I've got lugs here, 2 lugs here, and then a screw hole right there. So this will go like that. Yeah, I've had them for a long time. I've just never had them set up the way they are. And see, there's a groove here that this has to fit into. It's one of these things if you have to kind of slide it up there. Is there anything on this side that's... Somehow that doesn't seem right. But it is. I was looking at it and it doesn't seem right to me that this wire should be poking up where the seat is, but that's the way it's supposed to go.
It doesn't go down that looks like, doesn't that have a slot in it for the wire? That piece you're holding?
It looks like it, but it does say to pull it straight up here.
Yeah, but I mean under your finger, isn't that a slot for the wire?
It is. It's a slot for something.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? That is a slot for the. Okay, this is the seat in the back wall here. And that gap right there, that wire is going to come up like this and then go back down in there. So it wants a JP, 3 JPs, and 1 FM.
Should you pull that wire down behind the seat before you fasten that in place? Because isn't that wire has to go behind the seat, right?
Actually, it does not show it.
Go, yeah. See, Dave even just said wire goes down further in the instructions. It tells you
further in the
You wanna look
instructions. So
further.
after you hook this thing in, yeah, because of the here. Let me show you. This is really odd. Circuit breaker.
Like, I wonder if it just loops over that little block section you have there.
We
and then
see
comes
right
down
here
underneath the bus.
yeah. In this picture, in the picture here, you can't see it very well, but it is actually still looping up. It literally has it going up.
Oh yeah, look at that.
That's really odd.
When does it come back down? Keep scrolling. Now I'm curious. Or does that wire go up in the roof and that's where it connects?
Well, I know it goes. It does eventually end up hooking to the ones that are in the roof.
Here, Dave says that wire comes out the back of the bus in a cutout of a back panel. I gotcha. All right. Very strange.
I am going to go with what Dave says.
Yeah. I guess you just keep building it the way it is.
No, that's what what I'm saying is. So let me just double check, Dave. Should this wire be coming through this groove and out back here through the seat? Because that's what it looks like it should be doing. Oh, you know what? Would help a lot if I'd stop the screen share, huh? So you can actually see what I'm pointing.
He's probably frantically typing.
Yeah, so oh, come on, don't pull that out of there. Where did that go? And I'm pulling the handle, pulling the chrome part, the railing off.
He says yes.
He's not typing that frantically.
It just seems like that groove, if a part doesn't fit into that groove, it's got to be a wire gap.
Yeah,
so it comes out the back, and then it comes out the back of the bus and attaches to something, you know.
Come on. Don't break on me. It is in there. Good. Let me see if I can gently. Wire goes down.
Wire goes down. I mean, this is the top of the bus, right? So it would make sense that the wire is going to come down the back somehow.
Or
Crafty Chris says, I was watching with Dave, but came to bed. He's still watching on iPad now. Aw. Nice. Thanks, Crafty Chris. He says, look at the back panel. It will have a small cutout for the wire.
Cutout for the wire.
So you have to route that wire out through that gap, it seems like, right?
Yeah. Well, it's the LED is not going to come out of that without breaking the wires.
Let's see it up close. Like, can it be turned 90 degrees in the housing that it goes into?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is it the housing it's in, this socket, it's in there good and proper. It's not going to come out. So I'm going to actually twist it like that. and then just lay
Yeah,
it
it's
in
close
there
enough.
like, yeah.
Maybe use a little piece of tape or something to hold it in the groove for now.
Actually, once this is on here, it will stay in the groove because it's
nice.
actually coming out through the wall.
It's nice having people that have built this before. They got all these tips and tricks.
Yep.
That's why I don't mind that the UK gets models like Partworks before we do, because you get to see a heads up of things coming and learn how it's put together in case you think of better ways or improvements to make.
So I'm going to put the FM screw in first. If I can find my oil. My Earl. Because that's going to give me the opportunity to work that wire a little bit.
Donnie
says I need more cameras. Come on. Hey, I tell you what though, with the number of cameras he has, Steve's my hero.
No kidding, right? But all those cameras he has, and he still can't work in the shop because the heat was out.
Yeah, that sucks. So I'm going to do something I don't normally do. I'm going to tighten these two screws so that I can just work with the back.
Dave says that is correct now. That wire will line up with a cutout in the back panel.
Yep, I can see the
Perfect.
back panel. There we go. It was not in the panel off screen, or when I was looking at it, it was pulled up like this. There.
The wire. The wire was like drop that. The wire in the slot. It's got a little slot for the wire.
Yeah, when I got the wire in the slot, it just flopped right down.
And that is so not what the instructions show you, unless they tell you to move it in that slot later on. But it's weird that they would have it come out the top and not just tell you to do it now.
It is really strange. Hang on. I got to move this to where I can see it. Make sure. Yeah, that's no longer lined up. It is coming through the gap, so that's good. Yeah, that is really odd. Right now, I'm just holding my finger over the socket to keep it in place because it still wants to come out. So you can see the socket now there. Hopefully I did not damage that LED, but and if it comes down to it, I will replace the LED. It's not the right color. It's close enough for me. I'm going to
He says they tell you in the instructions much later on, probably about moving that wire. So just it makes no sense. Why not just tell you right now while you're putting the panel in, the gap's there, the whole bit, and turning that LED 90 degrees to the side, right?
Yeah, the
before
wrong
you
side.
Pop it into the before you pop it into that housing, that you should have the wires go out the right side.
So yeah, what I just did was I put the piece of tape back over. I mean, you can kind of see it there, but it's going to hold it in there and hopefully not be glaring out there. Okay. So now it tells me to take the back here and put it on. It's going to go up here like this. You know what? That really makes no sense because you have to wires in the bus go round and round. You would have to take it completely back out, and there's the cutout. They're right there. I'm sure is the cutout for where the wire is going to come out.
Aren't you glad you did it now? Got that all figured out?
Yes, because to get this, if it was still sticking up here, to get it back down in here, you're going to end up taking a bunch of stuff apart. That right there, in my mind, because that's going to close off, it does. It closes off that. And that might be wise because some people might get it blocked inside of that area where I'm putting it right now. I'll rotate this to where you can see it once I have it in place.
Dave says, yes, that's the cutout.
Yep.
So you got it right. We is smart.
Let me see. Oh, that was not good. I don't know if you saw what I did. I lifted by this panel, and that panel said bent really seriously bad. And I was like, no. So what I'm trying to do is there's tabs on either side, and I'm trying to get this piece to fit in on both sides at once. Now it's behind the tabs. The wire is, of course, pinched. There we go. There. It's got 2 JPs on this side and 2 JPs on the other side and 2 JPs on the back. You may need to push the seat back slightly to make sure they engage. That's fine. That's on the ones on the back. I have learned my lesson. I do read some of the instructions.
It's the first for everything, Buck.
Yep. I see why they're doing it the way they are, because they're actually telling you, yep, it just popped loose. They're telling you to do this side and then go back and do the other side and then the back. Because you see it popped out over here. Keep making sure the wire.
Donnie says wait. Why does Donnie say wait? Wait for what?
I don't know. Kids have instructions. Sometimes they do, Donnie.
Donnie's just on a roll tonight.
He is. He should get off on time earlier, or not early, get off on time earlier. He should get off on time more often. And I did see, I'm about to start working on. I read in this or looked in the instructions. About to start working on the upper deck ceiling. I did see that Dave has gone out and gotten a bunch of different stickers for the upper deck. You know, the advertisements that are in the bus.
Oh yeah, yeah. Somebody like Ian, or not Ian, but like Mike Lane should have like a whole slew of different stickers that people could use, all different kinds, from like different eras or different models of the bus. I mean, he's so good at graphics. Donnie says it's the Hawaiian air. Are you here, Donnie? Are you here breathing in the sea air? It's making you nuts.
Well, what I'm thinking, I may, because I have a Cricut, when I get to the point of actually putting the stickers on, I may have the Cricut cut some Disney type shapes, since most of my riders are going to be Disney type peoples. Unfortunately, I asked the question because I saw the people that Dave had on the one he was taking apart to make the, I think it's the blue one that he's working on yesterday. Ooh, that's not good. I've been bouncing all over this. This may give me the opportunity to show I can do the wiring. But he was taking people off of his bus, and I was like, where did you get those? Of course, I haven't had time to watch yet. So, and I saw as he was taking them off, they were pulling bits of the seats off.
Sharing the air. Yes, here, everybody have some beach island air. Mahalo and aloha.
Interesting.
What's that?
The lower deck, it said not to put the poles on. Does not say that on here.
Is it time to put the roof on?
Well, the next steps are starting to build the roof. So maybe. Let's see how far they stick up. They stick up far enough that I don't want to put them on until I have the roof going on. There's that stupid wire sticking out there. Although I do have this one sticking up as well.
How comfortable do you feel having them all installed now?
Yeah, I'm thinking I'm going to leave them off until as I'm putting the roof on.
It feels like those little pins on the top of the Titanic engines. I didn't install those either because I'm like, those are going to just bend right over. Oh,
yeah.
Somebody made me an alcoholic adult beverage. I love you. Thank you.
You mean like this one?
Oh, luau punch and Parrot Bay rum, coconut rum. I'm happy. Dave says right. The bus I was working on yesterday was the open top one, the blue one, waiting for warmer weather to paint it.
That's right. He was working on the open top one yesterday.
Oh, look who finally made it.
Good morning, Eric.
No, I was not talking to Cisco. Cisco will be here next week. Donnie says,
you said you love Cisco.
No, that's not who I was talking to. He says, send me one, Todd. You're going to have to virtually live the air and the drink, Donnie. Sorry.
Well, I will tell you what I have mixed in my Coke tonight. It's kind of funny that you have coconut rum, Todd, because so do I.
Man, I'll
I
put
have
Parabay
Malibu.
anything. Oh, if you like Malibu, you'll love Parabay.
So I'm setting the upper deck on top of the rest of the bus.
Buck's not looking. Here, watch the beach. Oh, there's my friends. Excellent. You can go out there.
Oh, there's a camera.
Yeah, you're just on YouTube now. Just wave.
Hi.
All right, you're back, Buck.
Well, I waved to her while she was on screen. Okay.
Dave says build the roof in 3 sections so you can line up the poles easier. Oh, he's saying build the whole roof as one piece. You do that anyway, don't you? Or is it telling you to put each one on? Does it have you build each section and then mount it, or was it easier to build the entire roof and put it on as one piece?
Oh, I see what Dave is saying, because what
Yeah.
it tells you to do is build it as a one whole piece, I believe. Yeah, it does.
And if you don't have to do that, maybe it's easier to build each section, put it on, build the next section, put it on, build the next section, put it on, so you can do the poles in each section as you go. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, and what I'm thinking I'm going to follow Dave's advice, but I'm going to follow it a little. I'm going to follow it a little bit off from what he's saying, because I has no people set up on the top of the deck of the bus yet.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to get some more chat
So
here.
I'm going to build it. I'm
go
going
ahead.
to put them. I'm going to put the roof sections on, but I'm not going to put the screws in to tie them together, so that it's easy to pull it back off.
Virtual alcohol is no fun. Well, I can't help you there. Eric says, "Sweet Todd, yep, I set up a webcam to look out the window at the beach, so you guys could have a little bit of it,
A little bit of jealousy."
Dave says, "Do we need that drink for the room?" Yes. Get some POG. You can get it the Hawaiian Sun version or the Aloha version, and bottles of Parapay. Even Parapay and Coke is good. And Dave says, "Yes, Todd, much easier." Yeah, that's what I thought. It seems like it would be easier to complete each panel, mount it, and just do the poles for that panel, and then go on to the next one.
Yeah,
because you can reach in there a little easier. Yeah,
that's what I'm going to do. But like I said, before I actually attach them, I have to decide who's going to ride the bus.
True.
So I could, I won't actually tie them down to the top of the bus. I'm sitting here trying to figure out why they're not fitting in there. So these will go onto the upper deck. The nice part is I'm actually right on schedule to finish, just about to finish this section and then call it a night. So we've got the roof. This is where the poles are going to go into. Let's go to this camera. And the light sockets. And it's kind of funny, Todd. Eric and I were talking about it when we set up his OBS, because I set up some hotkeys for him. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the hotkeys I'm using for my cameras because I use the numpad all the time. I don't use the top row, the 1 through 0. I never use those.
It's because you're weird. You're an accountant, Buck.
Exactly. I do money, therefore I use the numpad.
Everybody else in the world can use the numpad.
I know. Well, what's kind of funny is guess where I actually learned to do the numpad? Wasn't as an accountant.
High school.
Punching a cash register in a convenience store. I've had a lot of jobs in my life. And when I worked in convenience stores, these really cool scanners that everybody has nowadays, those were in your upscale grocery stores. Those were not in Walmart.
You're just
matter of fact, Walmart, huh?
You're just too fancy.
No, I'm old enough that the scanners and stuff didn't exist.
I just want to say my friends on the balcony are now watching the stream too.
That's cool.
Say hi, Tom and Heather.
Hi.
Hi.
Like 10 seconds.
You do have to wait 10 seconds, yes. Donnie says, but isn't it in OBS, isn't it open the numpad just does what it's supposed to do? No, you have to assign a key to each scene you create.
What he's saying
and it can be whatever
is
key you want, right?
What he's saying is if I have OBS minimized, the numpad should just do what it's supposed to do. And actually, no, it doesn't. The numpad reads for OBS, which is why, and I've actually, at one point, I had OBS set up to start and end the stream, and I was chatting, and the stream started, and the stream stopped.
Yeah, it will work in the background. I think it just catches the keystrokes.
Yep.
Because I know, I accidentally assigned it the keys that StreamYards uses, and it was duplicating efforts. I'm like, oh, that's not good. Kept turning my camera on and off. Eric says, hi, Tom and Heather. There you go. You guys are emboldened forever.
Okay. So I was just putting this together. Let me show some things. Let me do things that drive Ian nuts. So that D-shaped hole there lines up with this D-shaped peg. And so that's how the fold catches stay in place.
Donnie says not minimized but closed. That's true. You won't do anything that's closed.
Yeah, if you close it, but then you lose all the functionality from OBS.
Well, I think what he's saying is you're not doing your accounting when you have OBS open, so what does it matter?
Because anytime I type a number, it's off the keypad, off the numpad. That top row I only use after I hit when I'm holding down Shift. And then the little magic lenses and their nice little white pieces of tape. Some of these fit really snug, and some of them, like that one, are really loose. Why, thank you, Donnie. I appreciate that. I resemble that remark.
I think we're all little weirdos. It's okay. And there's King Weirdo right there. Wave.
Yeah, there he is. He is the lead weirdo. We will say that Eric invented weird.
I don't know.
Oops. Oh, Eric says it's the only sane one.
No. He's only seen one. Eric just got up. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Gilly says he's weird. Yep.
It's the sleep still talking.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you can't
right
sleep.
kind of weird. It's okay. Yeah, he sleeps
That's
all
why
day.
Eric can't sleep.
I can see him like chasing the waves and then like running back.
I have to say, by the way, Todd, that probably after the Ravel Samba,
Mm-hmm.
the next kit is probably going to be an eagle because I'm starting to watch, or not starting to, I've been watching Space 1999.
No, there you go.
So I'm not going to put any of these on yet. You know, I'm sure later on it says to put these onto the panels. Let me get this back over here. I will tell you, this thing is heavy.
Donnie's saying to Eric, you're the only sane one around when there's no one else around.
Yes.
Yeah, when you're by yourself, he's the sanest one.
Just looking. So yeah, when the screws start going in here, it will actually pull these together.
Would it be easier to, because I mean, the next 3 issues have to be the roof panels, right, or something?
Yes.
Right. Would it be easier to like go to the next issue and start at one end and work towards the other end, or is it easier to start in the middle and then do the 2 ends?
I think actually the middle is probably going to be best because both sides have a tab that goes on top of the middle.
Gotcha. Eric says, I need to work on the Blackbird. Yes, but I have so many part works piled up that those come first. Donnie says, see, Eric, Space 1999 is a good show.
Good night, Chris.
Chris is taking off. Thank you, Chris.
Thank you for watching. Really appreciate it. So what I'm actually doing to get these down is I'm twisting them as I'm pushing them down.
Okay, is this a reference I'm not? Was this a reference I'm not getting? What is this? Flush the toilet. What is he talking about?
I think Gilly's thinking you're in Australia, where the toilet flushes the wrong way.
No, I am still north of the equator.
I can see it being a royal bear to push these down without being able to reach them. Oh, the toilet does not have any water in it right now.
Yep. Why? Didn't you say all your toilets are bidets anyway?
My what?
All your toilets in your house, and you say they're all bidets.
Well, except for the one that Gilly's talking about. What Gilly's talking about, Todd, is this.
Oh, your brush washer.
Yeah. I showed everybody that while I was doing while I was cleaning a brush. after I clean the brush, I push the thing and the water flowed out. They're like, it's a toilet.
It's like an airplane toilet. It's a little brush toilet.
Yeah.
That's cute. That's cute. Does it work?
Oh, works really well. That's why I was talking about it. With your acrylic paints, literally the reservoir here, that little bit of water is enough to clean the brush.
Interesting. You flush it like an airplane.
Yep.
And I assume the bottom fills up and you just throw that water out?
Yes. And this is 250 milliliters, and the bottom will hold 500 milliliters. So it holds enough for you to fill the reservoir twice.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I can see it being no fun at all trying to get all of these on at one time.
Dave says front roof panel first, then middle, then back is the easiest method. Hope you managed to find figures.
Oh, I've figured it. I've found figures that will fit, Dave. Where are they? Where have I put them? They're in the shop somewhere.
And Gilly says he's thinking about it now for his figures. I think he means the brush toilet.
Yes, the brush toilet's awesome.
I just get up and walk out in the kitchen and just rinse my brush off, or keep a little cup of water. But I can see that being interesting.
There we go. I had to look for them. I found figures. He's going to be actually at the top, standing up here at the top. Oops. And
are you going to glue them in place or use some glue dots or something? Just keep
I'm not sure if I'm going to glue them or if I'm going to use glue tack. Probably glue, because once it's put together, it's never coming apart. Pete,
I just have a feeling you're going to have to mount these down somehow, because you're going to have to be moving this thing around on turning on its side and everything until it's done. It's
just going to be, it's either going to be blue tack or more likely super glue. But Goofy's going to be up here on the top, as the conductor. Pete, since he has tickets, is going to be on the bottom.
Dave says they look great. They look great. They're perfect.
They do. They're a little bit small, but they are close. And I love this Goofy. I took away his jackhammer. I have to Dremel out the remains of the jackhammer from his hands. He's going to be driving the bus. Note the crash helmet. And that's the thing, is they come with these stands, and these stands actually come off really. I mean, it's not the simplest thing, but they pry off real well.
I can't see what you're doing.
Of course, I would put Goofy as a driver, or actually two Goofies in here.
You're off camera. What are you doing?
I am prying Mickey. I'm trying to get the stand off without breaking his leg.
Oh, I got you.
And I'm not going to mess with it. I'm going to end up breaking him because I'm trying to do it on camera. But you can see his foot is peeling up off the stand.
Gotcha.
So he's got, instead of...
He's got to be at the front, right? Because he's got to be the guy that's narrating the trip, like your tour guide.
Yeah, he could be sitting there up in the front.
Yeah.
But see, like Goofy's got those same parts sticking out of his shoe. So I'm going to have to Dremel that off to make it smooth. Pete and the other Goofy actually have divots in their feet.
Gotcha. Of course he's going to put Goofy in his bus. Of course, Donnie.
Of course. But my wife and I were kind of wondering what to do. And she said, I've got these. I'm like, that'll work. Oh, and I can see why the front and the back you do first and last.
Yeah, he said do the front piece, then the middle piece, then the back piece.
Well, the reason you do the front first, and other than the fact that they've got to come back off, the reason you do the front first is because there's only two. The reason you do the back last is there's only two. Only the middle panel has four. And now that I've got that roof on, I do not feel at all leery about putting these pins on. I will, don't pop. That's not a good sign. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put these pins on. I'm going to put the other two roof sections together, and then we're going to call it a night. Not going to put them on because I've got to figure out who's going in the bus and where. And I will put the people in during the week. And next week we'll finish off putting the roof on the bus. So night, let me cut this free. I believe, yeah, this should be the front. And some more of the posters. One that doesn't want to come out.
Gilly says he named one Donnie. Do you have a Donnie, Goofy?
He has a Donnie figure, or he means I'd named one Donnie.
I think he thinks you did. So which one are you going to give them all names? So you can have Eric, and you can have Buck, and you can have Gilly and Donnie.
Oh, for the figures, I don't know yet.
Yeah.
So what is 83B? Oh no, not 83B, 83C. Advertising panel. Oh, okay. I'm sitting there looking at that going, where the heck does it go? Right there. Maybe I should read the instructions. IP, JP, and DP. I'm going to need the JP. Yes, it's the HT. That's a thought. I did say I have a Cricut. I wonder if I can split the HTM logo up enough. And the full color logo I couldn't do with the Cricut, but I could do the HTM circle and the letters and put that on the side, and then put Disney.
You're gonna make a Hobby Time Modelers bus.
make a Hobby Time Modelers bus with Disney figures in it, driven by Goofy. So
we just need somebody that can do caricatures like Vince Steele or something like that can draw each person as a caricature in like a Disney format, and then put everybody's names on the sides or inside on the panels.
What I was going to say is, somebody please call 911 and send an ambulance over to Eric's house because he just had a heart attack. Okay. So this is supposed to go on here, and they say to put it on after it's in the bus, which seems like not as good an idea as they seem to think. I just need to make sure I've got it right side up.
Unless the screws have to go, and then it covers the screws.
Well, the screws are in the back here.
Oh, then definitely put it on before.
Yeah. You just have to make sure you've got it right side up.
See, Gilly can do that. Make NASCARs with HTM logos all over it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I guess Eric has recovered from his heart attack of Goofy driving the HTM bus. This is why we do water slides, because stickers can be a pain. There we go. It's on there. It's almost perfect. That goes in place with the JP screws.
Gilly says, "Oh yeah, that's what I was going to ask you for, Todd. What's that? What do you need, Gilly?"
A pineapple.
A pineapple. A frozen pineapple.
I mean, well, actually, I just thought of something. Eric has told us that he was born in Hawaii. Does that mean that he's a coconut?
Well, yeah, but he didn't have to be born in Hawaii to be a coconut, so.
He was born in Hawaii.
No, I know, but he's a coconut no matter what.
Yeah. Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Even if he was born somewhere else.
He's our little coconut.
Yep.
Gilly says, "Make some decals for me on your app so I can get them done." What do you mean? You need some HTM? The HTM logo and stuff is. You're welcome to it.
And that's the thing for the HTM logo. If you want to make decals, just get decal paper. I have decal paper. I have decal paper with white background.
Dave says, Eric says he was in a pink hospital to boot. A coconut in a pink hospital.
There you go. This is one of those times on a model that I really, really enjoy the fact that a lot of things can be repetitive, because I'm not even having to look at the instructions right now. I know exactly where every piece goes. I am still going back and double checking though. And it says the IP screws are what you tie the two pieces of the roof together with. Schofield Barracks. And then shortly after that, they told Eric he had to get off the island. Eric was voted off the island as a baby. Poor Eric. So like I said, I'm not going to fit this on here tonight. I'm just going to build these two sections. We'll populate the bus during the week. Maybe we'll do it on the Friday stream. I'll figure out who's going on the bus, and then I'll populate it during the Friday stream. First,
That's a
First
good
and
idea.
only time I will work on a part work on the stream. And then next
And you
Monday
can figure out which character is which. Who's Eric? Which one's you?
Well, Eric, it's easy. We should all know who Eric is.
Does he have lipstick on?
No, he's just like, huh?
Oh.
So let's see. Eric has his choice of either being. I'll give him his choice of 3 characters. He can be Goofy, or he can be Minnie, or he can be Daisy. Wait. He does have a 4th choice. Clarabelle. Eric is sitting in his living room right now going, why I oughta. Interesting. Ooh. Oh, wow. That's actually pretty impressive.
What is that?
I don't think.
Is that a mirror?
That's the. Yeah.
Oh, that is cool. That's got a great finish on it.
It does. You can actually see yourself in it. That's what when I picked it up, I saw myself and I was like, oh, wait. HTM Hawaii trip is a good idea.
It's a 3-bedroom condo. Got lots of room.
One of the dogs, Murphy, just said, I need to come in there.
You gonna let him in?
My wife just did.
Oh, nice.
Oh, there it is. I'm sitting here going, wait, I have 3 holes and only 2 things. There's the 3rd one. Two lenses, more IP screws. You know, if Eric ever comes over after this bus is done, he's going to try and burn it to the ground.
Nah.
That is true. We've actually talked before, and he has admitted that it's more because we try and get a rise out of him with Goofy than anything else. He doesn't really hate Goofy.
No, he secretly loves Goofy.
He does. Oh, that's cool. That is cool, Dave.
I figured it had to be something like that. Yeah. Remember the mirror when you were in your school bus going to work or going to school? The driver could look back and see what everybody's doing.
Yep. Where it actually goes, I think, is in this round notch here. I could be wrong. I probably am. Oh, sorry. I need to move on to the next step. A couple of railings. First thing is do 3 DPs into. There it is. I'm sitting here looking for the screwdriver. It was right in front of me. Only 3. I was sitting here thinking about it, and I was like, you know, there's only 2 posts, grab posts at the back of the bus, but I've got 3 post things here. And then I realized there's the other one for the top of the stairs. Another model I have actually that would be kind of cool to have sitting next to this is the tram from Oakry that is a double-decker tram. And that one
Is that the loaf of bread, or is that a different one?
No, it's a different one. But the London tram, which is open, the upper deck is open, or it's double decker. The upper deck is actually open. And the loaf of bread looks nothing like a loaf of bread anymore.
It was a loaf of bread for a while.
Huh?
It was a loaf of bread for a while.
It was. That one doesn't need any tape. I'm going to put it there anyway. Neither of these is going to need the tape. Those are solid. Oh, isn't that nice? Gilly put up a piece of bread, or actually a loaf of bread.
Yep.
You know, I suppose I could move the brush toilet out of the way so I have more space. By the way, I've just made a discovery, Todd. Very important that everybody knows this. When you're trying to peel the tape off of the paper, if you're going from the backside, it will never come off. I was pulling and pulling, it just wouldn't peel the piece of tape up. And then I was like, oh wait, it's backwards.
Important top tip.
So those are on there. Okay, so the mirror. Probably will, depending on where they go, we'll wait on these railings as well for next week. So mirror goes on here, like I thought it did. That's Eric, probably Eric texting me a death threat for making him be Goofy, Minnie, Clarabelle, or Daisy. That goes on there like that. And then the top tab will go on here. I believe it's the top one. Let me double check. Oh, no wonder it doesn't fit. It is not the top one. It is the one. And let me see. Nope. I got the wrong one. So that tab goes there like that. It's held down by a CP screw. It popped loose from where it's supposed to be. Before I do that, let me see. So it fits over the. Yeah, it does. It almost looks like it could. Wow, that's not in there right at all.
And you're off camera a little bit.
Oh, sorry. Appreciate it. Reason it popped is, whoops. has to go. Okay, that's got it. Now if I can get the screw on here. It was off a little bit and the screw was going in at an angle. Now the screw is starting to go in at an angle again. Come on. Okay, screw's straight.
Is it? Okay.
Huh? Good.
No, I was gonna say that's a weirdly shaped piece.
Yeah. Well, what it is so that the mirror does exactly what Dave was saying. It's got to be a little bit oddly shaped. And see, when these two tabs are attached to the top of the bus or to the top walls of the bus, it's going to square it up to where it's supposed to be. So let me see. Yeah, that's down inside. These railings are down inside where I'm not going to mess with them tonight. The lights go on top, which I'll do that last. And so then we're up to step 85, which is putting frames on. So let me close this up. These are actually the rails that go down inside the bus. Don't go down from the top. One of them is one of them goes around the right side and the other one is almost vertical on the left side. So that's where we're going to leave it tonight. I'll figure out, like I said, figures. Let me see. Clarabelle might come off. She's also, the ones that have the parts that stick down into the stand are more difficult. She's going to have the ones that stick down.
Would this be easier just to run a razor blade underneath them?
It might be.
I mean, I saw a razor blade on your desk. It's right there on the Outlaws paint. Your shop card. You got a razor blade right there. Seems like it would be easier.
Now that one actually came off really well. But you can see I've got to shave those off. I don't even have to because you wouldn't see them. But she definitely has to be glued in. What's going to be funny is they're not going to be like her. She's too short to be seen if she's standing on the floor. So she'll be standing on a seat. So I'm not putting a hat on.
Eric says, great stream.
Appreciate it, Eric. Take a knee. Oh, I apologize, Kenneth, because you are just in time for me to get off the stream. But appreciate you guys, everybody stopping by. Having a lot of fun, getting up really far. We're up to stage 85, I think it was. Yeah, we just finished 84, kind of. Plan is to, on Fridays, the Friday night stream, Gordon. Friday night stream, I'll pick out figures, we'll glue them in, and then next Monday we'll finish putting these parts back on, or not back on, but putting these parts onto the top of the bus, and we'll press on because we're starting to put in stage 86, I think it was. Hang on, let me double check.
Night,
sorry,
Donnie.
this is Night, Donnie. Thanks, Dave. But this is the end of stage 84. Stage 85, we actually start framing out the top of the bus. So appreciate everybody stopping by. Really appreciate you popping in there, Todd, and helping out.
You're welcome.
Everybody Everybody take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Have a great day tomorrow. Like, subscribe, join Hobby Link International. There's a whole bunch.
Oh, you did it again.
Oh, I did it again. Sorry. Hobby Time Modelers. Good God. Join Hobby Time Modelers. There's links in the description to Hobby Time Modelers and all the primary members. Also links to the Northern Model Builders. Yes, I need to stop that, Gilly. But I get tired. I'm sorry. But no, and I'm flustered now. But yeah, you know, we have a good
We'll see you
time.
next time.
Yeah, pretty much. See you Thursday probably with the Volkswagen Samba. Bye, guys.